Hi, I'm Kelly. Welcome to my latest tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a wire wrapped ring like this one. That's peridot in Silverfield. The stone is 5mm. I made a few more to show you. This copper one in Moonstone the stone is 7mm, and this is an aura quartz, and that's 5mm. So you can use whatever material you like for the wire. In this tutorial I'm going to be using copper. My base wire is 0.8, that's 20 gauge, and my weaving wire is 0.3mm, that's 28 gauge, and I've wound about 300 centimeters onto my bobbin. I don't think you're going to need that much. I've got wire cutters, wire straighteners, and my pliers. You don't need wire straighteners, but I love these. You can just straighten it with your fingers if you haven't got them. Okay, let's get started. Okay, so I've cut 3 lengths of my base wire, 9 inches, that's 23 centimeters, and I've got 300 centimeters of weaving wire on my bobbin. I'm going to start weaving about 7 centimeters from the start. And I'll start with 3 wraps around that bottom base wire. And then I'm going to wrap twice around the 2 wires. I'm going to wrap twice around all 3. I'm going to wrap twice again around the 2. And twice around the bottom wire. And I'm going to wrap twice around all 3 wires. Now I'm going to change what I'm doing. I'm going to wrap twice around the top base wire, and then I'm going to go twice around the top 2, and twice around all 3. And I'm going to go twice around the top 2 again. And twice around the very top wire. Twice around all 3 wires. That's going to be our weave that we're going to be repeating for the band. Now, the amount of repeats that you do for the band depends on what size your ring is going to be. So I'm going to aim for a size M. 9 times out of 10 it comes out small, so it's best to always aim for a size larger. Or you can just be extra careful. So what you need to do is, if you take your tape measure, you can measure and give yourself an estimate of how long your weave needs to be for the amount of repeats. For an M, I've got about 5.5 centimeters. Taking into account that my bead, my cabochon, is going to be about 5 mil. So I need a 5 mil gap in the middle for my stone. So my weave needs to be about 5 centimeters. So work out how long your weave needs to be, and then we'll move on to the next stage. So I've done 5 centimeters of this weave. It's just a rough guess so we can get it around the mandrel and not have to add too much. Once it's on there, I'm going to go for an M. Like I say, they do tend to come out small, so it's probably best to go a size bigger. I'm going to wrap it around with my centre point here. I want these to go to the bottom, these to go above. And my stone, where are we? M. My stone is only 5 mil. So I'm going to need another repeat on there of my weave. I want this gap here to be the size of the stone. This is my little aura quartz I'm going to be using. To let go of it. Right, so that's going to go on there, and I need that gap to be 5 mil, so I'm going to do another repeat on my weave. Okay, I'm happy with it now. It sits on an M, and I've got the 5 mil distance I need for my little aura quartz to sit on there. I'm going to have to lose that. Tail. Cut this free from my bobbin. So keeping that size, because we don't want it to be too big or too small, I'm going to go all the way around all 6 ends now. Trying not to let the wires move too much so we can keep that size. The 5 mil in the gap. And we just need to keep wrapping around all 6 wires. This is where our stone's going to sit. So there we are, wrapped a few times around there, just flattening it a little bit. What I'm going to do is get my wire to the top like this. So the next part is totally up to you what you do. If you want to do as I do, I'm going to wrap around this middle wire here. So I'll have 2 outer bare wires and a coiled middle wire, and I'm going to do this on both sides, so when they wrap around the stone it looks quite nice. If you like, you could weave all 3, or you could weave 2 and have a bare one that lies next to it. Entirely up to you what you do now. I'm going to keep adding coils to this middle wire. Not very much because my stone is only 5mm and that's all it needs to cover really. So I'll wrap about 10mm on here, and then I shall do the same for the middle wire at the bottom. Okay, so I've done 10mm on that side. I'm doing 10mm on this side. Cut the tail. Now for the tricky bit, because these stones, you don't like to stay in your hand. So this is where it's going to be, hopefully. Because they're so hard to handle, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pre-bend these top wires roughly where I want them to be, so they can then kind of hold the stone for me. So I'm going to pretending the stone is already there, I'm going to bring them over, all three of them together. Whoops. To encase that stone. So, pop the stone in there and see how it looks. Ooh. I need to pull them a bit lower. I need to add more coils to that weave because I need it to reach to the bottom there. It's got to reach to the bottom of this weave. So I'm going to find my stone and I'm going to add more coils to both sides of my weave. So I've got this to sit nicely how I want it to. It cups around the one side there. You can see that. Now what we're going to do, keeping the stone in place this time, I'm going to take all three, pull them straight over to go around the other side of the stone. So what we've got is the top wires are going to come down. I've got to try and not cross them over because that could get very untidy. The top wires come down and wrap underneath the left side, and then the bottom wires come up and wrap around the other side. That's the plan. I'm misshaping my band, fighting with this here. So I'm going to take these wires through the band, a bit long really. To be quite close, and I want it to be quite tight, like that. Do the same for the other side. I'm just going to take a few of those coils off that one. I don't want that going around the back. It'll be a bit bulky. trim that off, get it out the way. I want to take these wires, which are also a bit too long really, through the band. Don't let them cross over each other, try and keep them next to each other. Sort of firmly secure that stone in place. So, shape my band a little bit. So far so good. I'm just going to tidy it up a little bit, misshape my band, and it's actually down to an N now. Cut off this tail. I'm going to straighten my wires. You can do this with your fingers if you like. I love these pliers. So the next part, we need to have our wires all straight really. Right, so take the first of the three. We're just going to follow the weave, the wraps, post it through the band, put it quite firmly so that will secure onto the back there. We tighten it, our pliers in a bit, and take these two up over the band. I'm going to just put a little arc in those. It looks best if they don't cross. You want to keep them nicely next to each other. I'm going to post those back up. I'm going to do the same on this side. Take the first one. I'm just going to follow the flow back through the band. Pull that quite tight so we can cut that off in a bit. And then take these two. You can really do whatever you want with these wires. You could put little curls on there. You could keep wrapping them all the way around. I'm gonna do a little arc on this side too. I'm sure I'm misshaping my band again. I'm wrestling with it. Right, okay. Nice arc. Post that back through. Okay, so that's what we've got now. What I'm going to do now, I'm just going to cut these quite tight at the back here. I don't want them to come above the band. I'm going to cut them so they are trapped behind the band. I'm going to cut them at a slight angle so that they're really got any sharp bits. going to secure these just by squeezing them down. Don't really want tool marks on there. And nice and flush. You can always go over this bit with a file to take any sharp bits off there. And do the same with the other side, and I'm going to trim them all. So this is my finished one, if you can see that. This shaped my band a little, wrestling with it. You must make sure that when you finish these off, you really clamp these to it holds in place. And if you're unsure, you can always continue the wires over and then cut them off underneath. But they must be pressed very firmly in there. I must apologise if I've raced you through this video, and I hope you found it easy to follow. A little bit nervous for talking on the video for the first time, so please bear with me. I will get used to it, and it's going to be a much quicker process to get this video out to you. Some of the other ones. Some more moonstone. These will look lovely when they're oxidised with little aura quartz. And the peridot. Oh, I did first. My favourite. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again soon.